Hi, I'm Stephen Waterfield of Scott Waterfield Creative, and last December I turned 50. So, before I hit 51, I want to share 50 of my favourite photographs that I've taken in the past 12 months. Now, as a self-taught photographer, this has been a year of real growth for me, and I hope you like the 50 that I've chosen. As always, all these images have been shot on my trusty Nikon D3300 DSLR. So we'll just start with this one you're looking at. A selfie taken on my birthday. It's me and my fiance, Charlie, the Scott of Scott Waterfield Creative. I took this on the mirrored underside of a bridge literally just outside Battersea Power Station. Battersea Power Station again, taken on the same day. Just taking photographs of the area, getting the actual power station in the shot, and this cleaner just stopped and posed for me. Had to get a shot. He's got a lovely smile. Just taking the shot actually really made my day. Kettering, Northamptonshire, spring. I have a version of this in colour, but I prefer the black and white. An old cinema, then a bingo hall, now a derelict. I love the graffiti on it. Someone who used to define himself as an architectural photographer before I discovered I was really much more of a street photographer. I can see the importance in keeping old buildings rather than demolishing them. You lose the building, you'll lose the history. Burton Latimer protest march against Kettering Energy Park. I was asked to shoot the protest. It was a real learning curve for me to work with a client and what they wanted in mind, and there are things that I would do differently just a few months later, but for me this image really does still stand. Cows in a field, Stoke Dry, Ibrook Reservoir. Now, if you go on to any of my photography accounts, you will see the original image I took years ago of just a single cow under this tree, I believe. I kind of love Ibrook Reservoir, Stoke Dry. It's a go-to place for me for inspiration. Stoke Dry again. I love how the cow looks like it's sticking its tongue out behind the other one's back. This image was a happy accident. Makes me smile. Another one from the Burton Latimer protest against Kettering Energy Park. I love this type of photography as it keeps me on my toes and you have to be aware of everything. From the same shoot, but this time in black and white. I love black and white photography. See, there's a lot of it in this video. Capturing the talk at the end of the walk and coming to the end of the protest at the actual location that they're trying to save. I want to quote Alex Garland's 2024 masterpiece movie Civil War. We record so other people ask. A protest in London, December. I had a busy day on my 50th. As I was crossing Westminster Bridge, I noticed a protest and had to capture some of it. Time was short, so I ran. I wanted a moment of growth with my photography, just seeing what I see and capturing the shot. Guy with a speaker. Short portrait which works for the shot. It's ambiguous if he has his face covered to hide his face or because he's cold. I'll leave that up to you to decide. Another portrait shot. One of the best things about shooting fast and moving fast, I knew that black and white would be perfect for this shot. The woman doing the talk looks the part. Floral Court, Covent Garden. I saw the street dance line and just fell in love with it. I really like the composition. I like the name. Covent Garden again. This is one of two, taken on the same day. This and the following image show what happens if you walk and keep your eyes open. A rare instance for me of actually stopping. Same area, only landscape. It is the true trees, the pavement design, and the angles of the buildings that make this shot work for me. I did an engagement shoot for a couple of friends and treated it as a professional shoot. This is a shot from Stoke Dry, Ibrook Reservoir. I think this is an incredible photograph. I shot this and the others from the set using aperture priority on my Nikon D3300. For me, this image is one that shows real growth. Pam said she prefers the candid, the unposed shoot, and this is one that sums it all up. And For me, I prefer these candid shoots than the professional looking ones that go into an album, and that's where they live. I want ones that will go on display. This with I love this. As I've already mentioned, I shot these all in aperture priority, but it was Pam drawing attention to her ring that gave me the idea for this shot. It was a happy accident. That's one of the things I love about shooting under pressure. What you have is you can plan everything out, then you see something like this, and a shot like this will make my day as a photographer. This is iSlip, and it's one of the rare occasions I've used a polarizing filter. I love the reflections of the bridge, Northampton and Lamport Railway. I took this photograph in March. There's something about this shot. It was around 9 in the morning. I love the colours, and yeah, I loved shooting railway tracks. I'm not a train enthusiast, and the horse in the field just adds to the image. Baker Street. During my visit to London in May, I was on such a tight schedule that day. I only had 20 minutes, and I never left the Underground station, or Baker Street station, should I say. When I got home, I ordered a 12 by 8 print of this. It's now framed in my living room. Should I say our living room? When people ask me if the train is arriving or I leave them, I tell them to make up their own mind. The Pocket Park, Burton Latimer, Kettering. And one of the times where I waited for a train, I saw the person fishing. So as soon as I saw the train was coming, I literally captured the shot. This was me being at the right place in the right time. London. Back in May again. I did have a very busy day that day. I used Colour Select, and I picked out the red from a roundel on the London Underground. It was May, and the Union flags were displayed in London for the 80th anniversary of VE Day. I photographed this at Piccadilly Circus. This is a perfect London shot for me, as it has black taxis and red London buses. Savile Row. Setting up to shoot, and this wonderful little car came into view, and I shot fast and captured this. I've managed to get a great image. Beauty of street photography is you have to be on your toes. Nothing says summer like a beach and an ice cream van. I love the simplicity of the shot and the clouds. I was looking for Googe Place, for a famous filming location. Look it up. And I came across a wedding photo shoot and couldn't resist taking a few shots. Now, I really have fallen in love in the last few months with Covent Garden. Came across this shot and loved the look of the guy standing outside it. I love shooting black and white, especially in this area and in London. We've got the old architecture, and it really pays off moments like this. This image could have came from the 1960s. Soho. I didn't want to walk down Regent Street, so I cut through the edge of Soho and I saw this image. St. Paul's Cathedral, London in October. What makes it for me is you got the photographer taking the wedding shoot, you got the St. Paul's in the background on the right, and the guy that's standing there just looking as the wedding photo shoot. St. Paul's again. These people are framed perfectly. I could not have done it better if I posed the image. I suppose you just have to stop and take a look at St. Paul's Cathedral when you see it. Canary Wharf, Elizabeth Line. So I love the effect with the black and white and just the colours pulled out. And I just think that the effect of the roundel just stands up perfectly. Farringdon Train Station, the new Elizabeth Line. As much as I love the old London architectures, especially on the underground and train stations, I really do like what they've done with these tunnels. Another shot from what I did on my 50th birthday, Battersea Power Station. I love the lighting, the shades. Black and white was a great choice. That's my fiancé Charlie on the right hand side. Liverpool Street. Now, again, London. The building in the background once used to be the location of Broad Street Station that closed in 1986. Now, this is as featured in the Edgar Wright movie The Running Man. This is where I took the selfie in the first image in this video. I love the wavy designs of the pavements and the mirrors of the buildings. 30 years after I started university in Luton, I returned and tried to visit all the old areas I frequented. I spent a lot of time in the old cinema, the old AP cinema, so I had to photograph that. London again, Embankment. I love the clouds with the light shining through them. I like the way the iconic buildings are all in silhouette. London, October 2025. So this was a case of shooting between raindrops. The rain makes it look like it's quite foggy, which adds to the traditional view of London. 19 Gerrard Street, London. After watching the documentary Becoming Led Zeppelin, I had to stand outside where they first rehearsed. I was soaking wet, but glad I made the trip. For me, it's the blur of the people running from the rain that makes the image. Shortly after, I would be doing the same thing. Another from Covent Garden in May. I got so lucky with the lighting. Covent Garden and May are some of my favourite architecture in London. It is the light and the shadow that make this shot for me. I want my time with you at St Pancras, London, but this is the first time I've ever seen it reflected on the glass. I just lined up the shot knowing that I could reverse the image when I got home. Camden Town, London. I love how everybody seems to be heading towards Camden Market. Kelmarsh Tunnel, Northamptonshire. This image was inspired by the 2022 Alex Garland movie, Men. This is a rare occasion that I've been inspired by a movie to take a shot that looks like it could have come from the movie. Hunstanton Beach, August. I got lucky with this image, as a girl and was cooperating by looking at me, and the storm clouds were coming over. Elstree, Bournemouth, September. Crow reminded me of one of my favourite directors, Sir Alfred Hitchcock. And moments after taking the shot, when I was standing outside the studio itself, I noticed there was a plaque dedicated to him. Stoke Dry again. This is a very early morning. I love the hazy summer morning look. There is no filter on this shot, but it looks like I've used one. The tree again. Stoke Dry, Isaac Brick Reservoir. I used this tree earlier, but it was with trees. But I like the simplicity of just the tree on its own, nothing else. Burton Latimer protest march against Kettering Energy Park. I love the simplicity of this shot. This was one of my ideas. I feel that sometimes you can say more with less. And as they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Burton Latimer march against Kettering Energy Park again. And this image works so well in black and white. Canary Wharf, London. I really like this image. The fact that the station is off centre actually works for me. Piccadilly Circus, December 2024. Just as the rain started to come down really hard, I literally had to think fast, took multiple shots, and this is the one that works. I love how that shot portraits, and I just love the reflections. There is no filters or anything used in this image. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and click that like and subscribe button.